Hey guys, Benda42 here again. We're going to be checking out Sega Genesis games. Let's go. So I've been rummaging around and I decided to start my retro games collection. So these are the kids when I these are the kids. So these are the games that I played when I was young. I'm very excited. Now this stack is kind of short for the Sega Genesis. These are not all my games. It's a pretty pathetic collection, but we're going to go through them today. A lot of them got lost in the move. I'm still looking for them, but once I find them, I'd like to share it with you guys. So let's go over the loosies is what I call them. Nice little loosies here. The loose cartridges. First game up, Golden Axe. You guys remember this game? One of my actually favorite games on the Sega Genesis was Golden Axe. It had co-op in it. You could play the Barbarian, the Dwarf, or the Lady Barbarian, and it was freaking awesome. It was kind of like a beat-em-up type deal, and it was an amazing game, and still is today, guys. Golden Axe, I highly recommend on the Sega Genesis. Next up, the X-Men Let's Go on the Sega Genesis. It's kind of like a side-scroller game, but it's freaking awesome. You can play as Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops, all the X-Men. It was fucking sweet. If you guys remember this game, I also highly recommend it. And yeah, my next game is a freaking sweet fighting game. You know what? This one gets a lot of praise, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't really remember, as a kid, you don't know what the hell you're doing. So maybe this is really a good game, and I hear good things about it, but it is Primal Rage. This is a fighting game, and what do you like, dinosaurs in this game, if I remember correctly? It's a pretty popular one, actually. Primal Rage. You kind of pull off fatalities with dinosaurs. If you know more about this game, if you like it, let me know. I don't know. For some reason, as a kid, I didn't really get into it. It was all about the Mortal Kombat 2 for me as a kid, and not so much the Primal Rage. But I hear good things about that. Another one we got here is a fighting game, and this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, baby. And I remember this one kind of being a mediocre fighting game too. If you're thinking right now that's blasphemy, it's not mediocre, it's good. I mean, it's got turtles in it. It's got the turtles, so how could you go wrong? But still, I remember this one kind of being a little bit lackluster. You could kind of fight with the turtles, and you could fight also with the villains and the turtles. So it definitely is, a good game because it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I don't remember it being too spectacular. Again, when you have Mortal Kombat 2, I mean, that's about as good as it gets on the Sega Genesis. Up next is definitely a classic for me, and that is Bubsy, baby. The coolest cat around. It's like a side-scroller platformer, kind of like, it's actually pretty tough, this game. And Bubsy was a great mascot. He never really took off. I know it spawned a few sequels, but it never really was a Crash Bandicoot type deal or anything like, or a Sonic, I mean, Sega had Sonic, so what do they need Bubsy for? I'm not sure if this was also on the Super Nintendo or not, but I had it on the Sega. It came in one of these big, I don't know what the reasoning is behind these bigger cartridges. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, but some of the cartridges are just tall for some reason. I don't know why, but it's kind of cool. I got a few tall ones. Actually, there's another one in here that's also tall. But Bubsy, I highly recommend it. It's a good challenging game, too. Of course, if I played it again today, maybe it won't be challenging. I was a stupid kid. I don't know what is challenging and what is not. It might be super easy. But up next, we got our boxed Sega Genesis games. So these are in boxes, and some of them have instruction manuals, and some of them don't. So the first one up, actually, this is a really good game, if I remember correctly, Judge Dredd. Yeah, based off of the Sylvester Stallone movie. And yeah. Sorry, just making sure my OBS is working properly. But I remember this being a good game. Another side-scroller based off of the Judge Dredd movie in the 1990s. Can't go wrong there. Back when movie games were actually somewhat good, maybe. I don't know. A few stinkers here and there, but Judge Dredd, very nice game. I highly recommend it, if I remember correctly. This next one I really recommend. This is another game based off of a movie, and honestly, I'm going to say it. This might be controversial. This is my favorite Sega Genesis game, and it is Disney's Aladdin. If you guys have not tried this game yet on the Sega Genesis, wow, what a great game. Another side-scroller type deal, and it's just an amazing game based off of the film. It's got the music from the game. You could ride the magic carpet. They had a few levels where you ride the carpet. It's sweet, dude. It's pretty decent challenge. Not as challenging as Bubsy, but Definitely a good game there. I've really played this one a lot. I think out of all my Sega Genesis games, this one I played the most. So definitely Disney's Aladdin. I heard the Lion King game is also really good, but I was all about the Aladdin. I don't ever played the Lion King game, unfortunately. Never got to rent it from Blockbuster. Up next is a classic. Unfortunately, I don't have part 1 and 2, but we got Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I know I had Sonic 1 and 2 somewhere. I don't know where it is at this point, but we do have Sonic 3, which is pretty cool. We don't have Sonic and Knuckles. I don't think I ever owned Sonic and Knuckles, unfortunately, but I remember renting it from Blockbuster, and you'll actually notice, not on this one, but a lot of these cartridges, they will have a Blockbuster sticker on the back. That's not because I stole them from Blockbuster, but that's because when Blockbuster was getting rid of their games, they would sell them as used, so we'd snatch them up, or my mother would anyway. This is a great game here, guys. If I remember correctly, on the Sega Genesis, this is Tiny Toons Buster's Hidden Treasure. If I remember correctly, this game's freaking awesome, and I think I do remember correctly. I remember there was a Tiny Toons sports games on the Sega Genesis. There's I forget what it was called, though. It was Tiny Toons, but you could, like, play soccer and shit, and that one was really fun. I never owned that one, though. I rented it from Blockbuster, but definitely another side-scroller here. Tiny Toons, Buster's Hidden Treasure. Very good game. Highly recommended. This one, I think everybody agrees that this game sucks, but you know what? They said Virtual Bart also sucked, and that was an awesome game. Unfortunately, I don't have Virtual Bart, but what I do have is MTV's Beavis and Butthead. And this one kind of reminded me of Virtual Bart because it was like kind of mini game-ish like that. They'd have like different levels and you jump in and out of different levels. But it kind of reminded me of Virtual Bart. And look at this. This one is from Blockbuster. There's the tag right there. Blockbuster, dude. Very nice. I don't know if you can see that. But this game came from Blockbuster. I got it used. And honestly, it was fun when I was a kid. If you're into Beavis and Butthead games, I mean, you could imagine maybe what it would be like, Beavis and Butthead. For some reason, again, I can't find 1 and 2 for this. I know I have them. Actually, I have part 2. I'm not even sure if I have part 1, but that is Mortal Kombat 3. I think it's the lesser of the Mortal Kombats, to be honest. And let me know in the comments if you agree. Mortal Kombat 3 was a classic scenario for me of more does not actually mean better. So they kind of took the quantity over quality approach on Mortal Kombat 3. And it's certainly not a bad game. Mortal Kombat 3 is awesome. Do not get me wrong. I love this game. But compared to Part 2, this one had more characters, more fatalities, but I feel like, especially the fatalities, were definitely not as good. And it just, I don't know, Part 2 is a better game all around, I feel. But Mortal Kombat 3 is definitely a contender. We only got 2 games left, and actually, one of them shit, and one of them is actually really good. It might be a hidden gem. But I don't even know. Beast Wrestler, made by Renovation Games. I don't remember this game being good at all. I thought it sucked. Maybe leave in the comments if you have ever played this game. I don't think it spawned any sequels, and I don't know. The cover art was pretty cool though. That's why I think I got it. I don't know much about this game. But all I remember is that it kind of sucked. Well, when you have Mortal Kombat 2, of course it's going to suck. I mean, who wants to fuck around? Who wants to mess around with Beast Wrestler when you got Mortal Kombat Part 2, dude? And finally, the last game, my prized possession, which actually, if I open this up, this is complete with the instructions manual, so that's pretty sweet. And this game, honestly, no one knows about it, I don't think, and it's made by Electronic Arts, and it's called The Haunting, starring Poltergeist, and it looks ridiculous. And it is a bit ridiculous, but the objective of this game is you played Poltergeist, which was a ghost, and you would hop into different shit, like in this person's house, in this family's house, and the objective was to get the family to run out of the house. And every level up, they'd move into like a bigger house, and you'd have to follow them and try to fuck with them. Like, for instance, you would jump into a couch, and the couch would grow lips and scare the children's. I do have the instruction manual in here, which is nice, and it's one of those big cartridges. I don't know why some games have the big cartridges like that, but it's super sexy. If you ever get a chance for this game, I think it's a hidden gem. I haven't played any other game really like it, but yeah, you scare people out of their house, and it's pretty freaking cool. Of course, I could never beat the final boss, though. I remember the final boss, I mean, that wasn't even the final boss. It was like a dog that you have to fight. Like it was intense, man. It was intense. So right now, that is my Sega Genesis collection right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. What is your favorite Sega Genesis game? Do you know about The Haunting starring Poltergeist? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Sega Genesis collection. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. I'd love to show you all my nerdy stuff. I know it was kind of a short stack today, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.